The people have predicted the Bills at 53%.
Wow.
The Jaguars are at 47%. So the people are feeling like the Bills are the favorites in this matchup.
That just made me run to Poly Market, bro. I'm not even joking.
I'm honestly surprised. This is the game throughout the whole weekend I'm most excited for. This is my most anticipated matchup because you have
hate watching, brother.
Huh?
Just say you hate watching.
It's not even hate watching. Well, that's part of it.
Good cook.
Just say you're hate
good
watching.
cook.
You didn't have to
It's-
lie. Just
it's-
come on.
no,
We're-
it's-
He's
I
going to
think
be
it's
rooting
going
for
to be-
Jacksonville like
for
he was
sure.
born and
First
raised.
of all,
playoff time. Let's
First
just
of
be
all, I
honest
had
with each
Jackson
other.
win the division.
I know.
I
Let's
had
just
them
be
in a
honest.
situation.
Let's be honest with each other.
I
bro.
had them hosting a home playoff game.
You told me earlier
doubted.
you're
You took
praying.
Houston.
You told me you're praying on Josh to play like
What's
shit.
that got to
earlier.
do with me being
You know what I'm
excited
saying?
for a matchup?
I'm just saying. Be honest.
I think this is one of the most evenly matched up games of the
I
weekend.
don't think you believe that.
I look at some other matchups. I'm not really excited about Rams Panthers. I'm not really excited about Eagles 49ers. I'm not really excited about Texans Steelers.
You're
I'm
excited about Chargers and
this.
Patriots.
Can I ask you a question? Is this an even matchup?
I think
The Jaguars are better than Bills.
the Jaguars are better than the Bills.
This isn't even.
But the public is saying that Buffalo's the better team.
And respect to the public.
and they have Josh Allen.
They're wrong. The Buffalo Bills have not been the better team, not even one moment this season.
Oh no, Ooh, one moment is strong.
What, week 1? When they went up against the Baltimore team, which now we know in
Jacksonville
hindsight
just
wasn't
got it
that
going.
good. They
No,
got
they
it.
were-
No. They
They
had
were the
been
same
a
level
winning
in the beginning.
team. They had got it to a dominant point post Jacoby Myers.
But Buffalo was a winning team early.
They played no one.
Jacksonville hasn't played no one in a while. Well, outside of Denver. Before that, they didn't play anybody.
They put belt to us. They beat the Chiefs at.
Buffalo beat the Chiefs.
They put belt to
True.
the Chargers too.
You know,
They did put belt to the
that's
Chargers.
fair.
They've put belt to almost everybody not named Houston.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
had a
that's
brutal,
God bless
brutal
you.
choke job to Houston.
Now, I will say this, and I've been vocal about this. I do think Buffalo's pass defense, as the weeks have gone on, has solidified itself. It's really a great unit. The issue is still the rush offense, the rush defense. Now, Josh. He's amazing. He's the best quarterback in the world. However, this team that the Jaguars have on the defensive side of the ball, they've been one of the best run stop units in the league. And if you limit James Cook, you've seen what happens to this Bills offense. It becomes very stale, very stagnant. Especially like the matchup versus the Eagles. You took James Cook out of the matchup, and the Eagles were able to control a good portion of that game on the defensive side of the ball. They couldn't really score that well. Give credit to Buffalo and what they were able to accomplish. Was a rainy game, but nevertheless, you thought that James would have a little bit more impact on the game, and he wasn't able to do so. Similarly with the Jaguars, one of the best rush defense in the league. If they can limit James Cook, which I think they will do, this becomes a game where the Jaguars can really take control. This offense has been playing incredibly. Parker Washington being heavily involved in this offense now because a lot of attention is being put on to Jacoby Myers. BTJ obviously now has a different role in this, but you can't sleep on Brenton Strange either. Bishop Tubin now is back on the lineup too. Travis Etienne had a great bounce back season. Offensive line playing well. Liam Cohen being potential head coach of the year. Jaguars are just on a hot streak like very few teams in the league. And I said it a few weeks ago, I'm done hating on Jacksonville. They have shut me up more than any other team. And there's a certain team that really, really does not like me right now. But the Jaguars are a team that I genuinely fear. This team is as complete as it gets. And with their quarterback playing as well as he is, this Jaguar team can really make some noise in this playoffs. And I think it starts this weekend.
Here's something that bothered me as we approach these playoffs. With Mahomes not being in the playoffs, with Lamar Jackson not being in the playoffs, what has bothered me is this narrative that if Josh Allen doesn't win in the playoffs, then this is the biggest failure of his career. I think this is the weakest Buffalo Bills team that he has had since 2021. This is not a quarterback-only sport. There are 11 people on the field on both sides. We can be honest about what the Buffalo Bills are. They are a defense that's underwhelming. They're 27th in pass rush win rate. They're 21st in run stop win rate. Their run defense, they're 31st in rush EPA. They're 25th in success rate. They're 28th in rushing yards allowed per game. Their defense against the run is genuinely awful. I understand Josh Allen has some things. The offensive line's great.
Mm-hmm.
The running back, James Cook, leading rusher in the NFL.
Elite.
He's elite. He's an all-pro player. The receivers are not good. So
Kincaid is playing.
Yeah, Kincaid.
Massive,
That's a big boost for them. We can't just act like Josh Allen has the most complete roster, because the only reason why anybody is giving the Bills a chance is because they have Josh Allen.
Simple.
It's not because this roster is great. It's not because we see all the talent and it's overwhelming us. No, it's because it's Josh Allen. And people are putting an expectation on him that, listen, it's fair. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the world, and that's what comes with it. But we have to acknowledge the clear flaws with the Buffalo Bills. And that's why I think the Jaguars win this matchup. I think it really comes down to the trenches in the run game for both teams. I mentioned the Buffalo Bills rushing stats. They're awful. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the opposite. Their run defense is 5th in rush EPA. They're 1st in success rate. They're 1st in rushing yards allowed per game. If there's a defense that can stop James Cook in that Bills rushing attack, it is the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I think they'll have their way. And Trevor Lawrence is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in football. 4,000 plus yards on the season, 38 total touchdowns. He's played like a top 3 quarterback over the back half of the season. The Jaguars are complete. They have a great offensive line. They have awesome receivers with Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, BTJ, and Brandon Strange. They have a run game. They have a great play caller. They have a really good defense. The Jaguars, I believe, are the most complete team in the AFC. I think they beat the Buffalo Bills this weekend, and that's my pick to make it out the AFC. I believe in the Jaguars a lot. It is the most complete team in the conference. I trust the quarterback and coordinator combo more than any other team in the conference. And the only reason why the public views the Bills as a team that's going to win is because of Josh Allen and nothing else.
What do you got, Riff?
Joel and I are 100% right.
No, I think it's weird. I don't know how I feel about Jacksonville's defense. I think it's good. But I was looking at their schedule just to run my mind. The last quarterbacks they played Denver's offense, but Riley Leonard, then they played the Jets, then they played Riley Leonard again, Tennessee
Their
twice.
schedule was sweet.
Yeah, like it was Denver and then the Chargers, which, if we're being super honest about Justin Herbert, his performances against top defenses this year, then I don't have to bring up that game. But yeah, they dominated the Chargers. But for the most part, it hasn't been nothing where I'm like, all right, this is a team that's dominated high-level quarterbacks, which I guess that's why people are picking Josh. There has to be a middle ground. Like, there has to be, I love him to death. That's like my favorite player ever. There has to be a middle ground where if you're the best player in the world, people like to say there has to be a certain expectation where you have to show up.
So you like it?
What?
The expectation.
I do like. I like it to a
agree.
degree. I think you should.
He could show up and they could lose.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's fine.
That's
I
okay.
think that's okay. I think there's a and what you said, there's a thing to it where I agree. I don't think everything should be on him. I think the expectation of him being able to win, I think it's fair. I think you have to put it on because, you're looking at the landscape, and if it is as open as you think it is, why can't it be them? We've seen this Buffalo team not be good, but it be as versatile and as resilient as any other team in the league. You know what I'm saying? Coming back down from 21, and he has these superhuman-like performances. So if he can do it, which I believe he can, why can't he? Why can't I put that expectation
I'm
on
with
him?
you.
I think I can put a little bit of it on him. I definitely think the wide receiving core is definitely low. I think it doesn't have talent out there. I think Dalton Kincaid is a huge plus. I think James Cook is really good. But at the end of the day, this team goes as far as Josh Allen. I know we love James Cook. We love the offensive line. If he doesn't play well, this team will not win this game. I think he can. I think I'm going to go with Buffalo on the upset. I do think Jaguars are a better team, but I do think Josh is going to go superhuman.
I feel like what you're getting at, though, is that, and it's kind of why I feel like this is still a tough matchup to pick. I think Jacksonville's a better football team, but the Josh Allen factor is real.
Of course,
and
he's been here.
I don't think the Jaguars' defense and their secondary is like going up against Houston or Denver or Seattle or
Probably the
Philadelphia.
weakest part of their defense.
It is a defense that can be taken advantage of. And I can easily see Josh Allen throw for 300 plus yards, have 3 total touchdowns, and have like a masterclass of a game.
Easily.
Like, I can see that happening because I don't view Jacksonville's defense as a shutdown unit. Even against Denver, that was a toe-to-toe matchup until Jacksonville was able to force a turnover. So that's what their defense has been. They've lived off a lot of turnovers.
I'm just more scared of the run defense for Buffalo. Like, that's what I'm scared of. If they can't stop the run, then it opens up the pass game, and that puts this defense in a bind.
But like with Buffalo, is Josh Allen going to have time in the pocket? Yes. Is Josh Allen going to be able to, maneuver and create plays on this defense? Yes. So I think this has the potential to be like a real high scoring game.
Just don't make bonehead decisions. And he's done that a little bit this year, but he's also shown you he can be superhuman. But like, it's all chips on the table. Like, yeah, you're a 6 seed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going on the road against Jacksonville. I would expect this from any of the big three. You know what I'm saying? So why shouldn't I expect this of Josh Allen?
Yeah, that's my only expectation for the Bills. It's just Josh Allen to show up, but she's probably going to show up. It's Josh Allen.
You believe that?
I don't know. I mean,
Yo,
it
what a
depends.
fuck! I'm hearing him speak, and I hear the fucking bullshit coming out.
The reality is
he's in the playoffs.
Josh Allen, any given game, could have 303 touchdowns. But we have seen the last few games, he's been more game manager for Buffalo, right? Just in the last couple of playoffs, when I think about the Ravens game, when I think about the Chiefs game, he hasn't gone to that superhuman level. And they won against the Ravens, they lost against the Chiefs. But this is a game.
They always beat the Ravens in the playoffs.
Correct. Yeah,
That was
2-0.
never a
2-0
thought.
against them, yes.
thought.
Correct. 2-0 against the Ravens.
I think it might be 3.
No ring.
That's 2.
Anyhow, my expectation is for Buffalo to show up.
He's right though.
It's for Josh Allen to
It's
show
no ring
up.
for you either, brother.
Okay, I don't give a fuck that you don't have a ring. I don't care. 3-0 in the first and second
Jets
round.
don't have a ring
Congratulations. Yes, we do. 1969.
You haven't seen one?
No, fair. Bears.
Fuck you.
Bears. Celtics.
What the fuck?
That's a good point.
Yeah, how about that? You brought the
Warriors.
Jets, we're gonna have the Celtics.
Is this
Steph.
really the easiest path for Josh Allen? Like, I know that Mahomes.
I don't know who says that.
I
It's
know
both sides
like-
because this is the weakest team he has, but competition-wise, it's like, yeah, I don't think none of these teams we're going to look back on in 10 years and be like, holy shit, do you remember the 2025 Broncos?
They're all
2025 Jags?
better
We're not
than
gonna do
Buffalo,
that.
though. For the
They
most
are
part.
better than
Except
Buffalo.
Pittsburgh.
Buffalo has the best
What
quarterback.
the fuck? This is I've had enough of you, bro. I really have had
Me?
enough of you.
we can't remember the 2025 Broncos, bro.
Oh,
It's no
shit.
it's no
Oh, shit.
disrespect.
I didn't hear you say that.
The Chiefs just won 10 straight AFC West championships.
Was it 10 straight?
The first year they lose is to the 2025 Denver Broncos.
Are you an all-time team?
We are one of the best pass rush lines that there ever was.
Here's what I'm getting at, though.
All time.
Ever?
Look
Ever.
at the numbers.
You're not better than
Here's
ours
what I'm
last
getting
year.
at, though. Mahomes, Lamar's not much of an obstacle, but Mahomes,
Jesus Christ.
Lamar,
You gonna say something?
the top
When it
quarterbacks,
comes to Mahomes, I can't say.
I was just
the top quarterbacks are not in the AFC playoff picture, but I'd argue if Josh Allen has to get to the Super Bowl, he is playing the toughest level of defense that he's had to play in any of the years or any of the past.
He'd have to go
That's
up against
fair.
us. He'd
You
have
guys
to go up
didn't
against
go up against the
Jacksonville
23
or
Ravens.
the Texans. If we lose to the Texans, he'd have to play one of us, the Texans, and Jacksonville on top of that.
He can
It's a
beat all
tough
those teams.
road.
But yeah, he's not going up against the quarterbacks, but he's going up against some high level
He
defenses.
can beat all those teams.
Denver, Houston.
He cannot beat us.
He can beat all those teams.
I don't know. I just think the
If he
Eagles
is
defense
as
last
good
year
as
is better
we
than
say,
anything
he
in
can
this.
beat
I think the
all of those
Seahawks
teams.
defense this year is better than what we have. I mean, I think Houston's close. Denver's defense it hasn't been what it's been. It's just the reality. Like
Jesus
it hasn't been this.
Christ. You get dotted up
all-world-
one time.
It's
One time.
It's been since the bye. The defense has been like above
What
average.
did we
to
do
good.
second half against the Packers?
You guys shut down.
Shut them the fuck down.
Yeah.
Packers one of the best statistical offense in the league. We
Shit
shut them
overrated.
down.
I mean, we have 6 weeks of you guys being like a good defense, but not. All I'm saying is we're
6
not going
weeks.
to
It
look.
was literally
we're not gonna look back
Jacksonville.
and be like, "Holy shit!" Do you guys remember that team like we did with the Eagles? That's all I'm saying.
Well, it
That's
depends. What if
disrespectful.
they
It's
what if they
disrespectful.
go all the way and win?
Still
Then maybe
won't
we
look
will.
and
But
then
I think as we
I
sit
get
right
up
now,
and
we
I tell
won't.
you to suck on it.
Well, it depends how it happens.
No one will remember the 2025 Broncos, the first team to
Hey,
dethrone the Kansas City
Pick a
Chiefs
side
in the
meme. Since
division.
you love this click shit, make sure you get that shit
I mean,
clicked
is it
up.
crazy to say
You know
that
what?
there's no
You
team
know
in the
what? You
AFC
could-
that we're going to look
Here's
back
the
and
thing.
say, "Holy shit, that
You
was
could-
an all-time
You
team"?
could argue, unless the Broncos win the championship, the 2025 Jets would be more memorable.
It
You
does
could
feel-
argue
it
that.
does feel open.
Nah, facts.
It feels open. And you have the Bills winning. You have the Jaguars winning. I have the Jaguars winning. You have
I have the Jaguars winning. I think they've been the more complete team. I don't mind your take in terms of Jacksonville going all the way. I think Jacksonville and Denver are the two most complete teams. They're the two teams in the AFC that you could count on their offense. You could count on their defense. You like
Can
the
you
head
count on
coach.
their offense?
Yeah, I mean their offense for the past 2+
Jaguars?
months has been great. It's been
Jaguars'
fantastic.
offense has been godly.
But you just agreed with me that the schedule has been fake cupcakey.
Sure, it has been, but then they went to Denver and they handled business.
That's fair.
And
But
they
you
handled
just but
business
then
against the
you're
Chargers. Been a
contradicting
great
yourself
defense.
again because you just said the Denver's defense over the past month has been average.
I'm not following.
Like you're saying they have the most complete offense, the most complete defense.
Yeah.
Okay. their offense, how good is it really though?
He's saying you're propping up Jaguars offense, but you're bringing down the Denver's defense.
well, not yes and no. Like this,
Well, I'm propping,
the
I'm
schedule has been a
propping
little.
Denver's defense down because Drew's getting mad because I'm saying they're not all time. Like that's what he's getting mad.
But you did call it average.
I think it's a good.
And we just won the
For
division.
the last 6-7-ish weeks, they've been an above average to good defense, but they haven't been an elite defense. They haven't like when I'm thinking elite, I'm thinking Seattle and Houston and Philly. Now those have been the elite defenses. I don't think Denver's been on that level for
Who's
the
the
last
number
month or
2
two.
defense in the league this season?
Has it been Denver?
Denver Broncos.
I mean, does
Denver
it
check,
like
you know
does it
what I'm
feel
Number
like that
one,
the last
number
7
one
weeks?
was the Houston Texans. The only reason why we were not number one was because we could not stop Trey Lance on the last drive of the game. That was the difference between us being the best
better.
defense and the second.
Is
best.
this in terms of what scoring
I
defense?
believe it was yards. Yards per
allowed.
game
But
allowed.
this is what this is why it hurts not
EPA
having
per
the
play,
bye
you're
week.
actually 8th. Houston, Seattle,
we
Jacksonville,
don't cause turnovers.
Vikings, Cleveland, Eagles.
What's their success
We're not
rate?
a turnover
I think
rate.
they're top is one of the top league success rate actually.
They're one.
But this is the issue with not having the,
EPA
the
per
one
play is
seed
really dictated by turnovers, and we really didn't do
Cleveland is 4. Shout out
is
to
the
Cleveland.
fact that the Jaguars, although I feel like they are the most complete team in the AFC, all it takes is a Josh Allen Herculean performance
that. I don't disagree.
for them to get bounced. Like I also don't like. I think this is for as much belief as I have in the Jaguars. I think it feels because of Josh Allen like more of like a coin flip game. It could go either way. Like if the Bills win, I'm not surprised at the outcome because if Josh Allen has one of his performances, then he can win the game. If
Just
he has the
don't play
ball
bad.
last, if whatever the case may be, like it's gonna be a coin flip game. Anything can happen.
Just don't play bad. That's all I ask.
That's all he has to do.
He
Don't
should
play
not
bad.
play bad.
Listen, Josh Allen goes
I mean,
out
if y'all
there
said
has
the defense is
303 and
elite.
lose. I'm not going to say shit.
Just don't play bad, man. That's all I ask.
He
Their
goes
se-
out there and has 170 yards and a touchdown and be like, yeah, he didn't play.
Their
well,
secondary is
It's
okay.
We can't like the secondary is what the receivers are.
But their rush defense is so great. If you take James Cook out of the game gets a little bit more difficult for Buffalo naturally.
Yeah, because the receivers suck.
That's all it. This is in no way a slight or should be a slight at Josh. I'm not doing that. I
Why
respect
not?
Josh.
I
I
mean, let's
acknowledge
just-
who
we
he
can
is.
just say
He
who
should
he
play
is.
well still,
He should-
regardless of that fact.
Didn't play well against Philly, unfortunately.
Neither did
In
Lamar.
the fourth quarter, he did. And let me
He missed a
talk
wide
about
open
fourth quarters.
touchdown.
He did not. It
Yes,
was
he
not
did.
wide open.
He was open.
He was not wide
open.
open.
I don't know what
You
you
look,
said.
you
Brother,
look at the tape
brother.
from his angle.
He should have made that
The
play.
linebacker was right there.
Should've made that
He
play.
had to layer it.
Should have made that play.
Like Lamar did with Isaiah Likely. Bow.
Well, Lamar's not in
Fucking
right now.
Tyler
Let's stop
Lue,
talk-
man.
Let's start talking about people that aren't in the playoffs.
Josh
So
Allen's
let's-
gonna have an
let's
extra 6
project
days
a
this
little
season.
bit.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
If
more than Lamar.
I don't care.
I know
If
you
the-
don't.
if-
You're not a winner.
I feel like
Neither is Josh.
3 of us have the Jaguars winning. So if they win this matchup, does anything really change with how we feel about Jacksonville?
If they win,
Yeah, if they win. I mean, right now,
the public will respect them more.
the
Yeah.
public right now has them as
Wait,
an
are
underdog.
we asking
All
for us
probably
or in general?
just for us? Like, does
Shouldn't
your
be for you
opinion
guys.
of the Jaguars change?
I've respected the Jaguars for well over a month now.
So now on the flip side, if the Bills win this game, what changes for them? What is the mindset?
If they beat the Jaguars, genuinely speaking, I still don't feel great because they have to go up against the Texans. They have to go up against us. If the Chargers beat the Pats, that's still a tough defense to go up against.
It depends how it happens. It's a cop-out, but it depends how it happens. You know what I mean? Like, if they force 3 turnovers...
You'll feel the
and
same way.
Trevor Lawrence just has a shit game, or Travis
sure.
Etienne fumbles, or you get a punt return touchdown, and it feels a little fluky, that's different than they go out there and they just put belt to ass, and you look up, it's 31-7. So, it's a cop-out, but it depends how it happens.
If the Bills beat the shit out of the Jaguars,
Which
it would be
shocked.
the most surprising thing on the weekend.
I think that it's 2 reasons why the public are signing with Buffalo. 1, it's because they have Josh Allen, but 2, it's Jacksonville. And I think a lot of people look at Jacksonville like they're the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They're a
How
small
are they,
market team.
They're a small market team. How are they even here? How do they win the division? I think that more so it's disrespect to Jacksonville that most people, the public at least, don't view them as this upper echelon team.
And last question before we move on. Is Sean McDermott coaching for his job in this game?
He
Yes,
should be, but I don't
100%.
think he is.
100%.
I think he is. I
100%.
think it's time.
Did he just get extended?
That was like
last
2 years
year?
ago.
Was it
Because
2 years ago?
It might be
The
2
the
years ago.
excuse for Sean McDermott in years past is that you've had great regular season defenses. You've gone up against
23.
Mahomes in the playoffs and you haven't been able to stop him. Now, the Jaguars are no slouch offensively. They're an elite level offense. But if there is any game for Sean McDermott to earn his paycheck as a head coach, as a defensive minded head coach, it feels like it's this one.
I still feel like you've made the playoffs, 6-7 years consecutively. You know, it just gets to a point where things get sour. Like it gets to a point, let me not say sour, where
Stale.
just things dry up. You just need a change of scenario. And I think Sean is good. He's a good stabilizer. You know, he's been there for Buffalo. You know, him and Josh are really good. They have a good relationship. But like if they lose in the first round, you're probably thinking we need to change a lot of things. And usually that starts with, unless you have they have a superstar quarterback, so they're not changing that. So outside of that, and then James Cook, you're probably changing a lot of things.
It just sucks because you'd probably lose Joe Brady, who's been one of the top OCs.
Or you jump him up.
Or, I mean, you could, I guess, hire him. It depends, because when's the last time, or has there been a time where we left a playoff game, you're like, holy shit, like Sean McDermott,
Joe Brady,
showed up.
Great play caller. Josh Allen, superhero.
I think it goes hand in hand.
Joe's good.
I think, I mean,
he doesn't have a lot to work with.
Because I see a position where Josh Allen has a chance to get an offensive-minded head coach with Stefanski now available. That intrigues me more than just hiring Joe Brady to be the guy now.
I think you need weapons.
It's
to
tough
even,
because, I mean,
you know?
James Cook, this is his second full year with Joe Brady, or third?
Second
full year?
Second full, yes.
Yeah,
Last year,
so,
this
I mean,
year.
like, James Cook just won the rushing title. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be mad that they don't have 1,000-yard receivers.
And
Like,
they did
Tyrell
develop a run
Shavers
game,
and
like,
Khalil
before-
Shakir and...
Before Joe Brady, they didn't have a
Kincaid's
run
having a
game.
nice year, too.
I
They
agree.
were trying to develop
Like, it goes hand in hand. James Cook is in the league more. He's getting more involved.
I was
but
going to
With the
say
receivers
James Cook
they
is
have
just
is hard.
naturally a great player too.
he is.
with the receivers they have, I
a
think
great
it's
run game,
very
too.
hard for Joe Brady to wow you completely because they don't have the personnel. Like, I think scheme can go as far as the talent is on the roster. You can elevate it somewhat, and I think Brady's done it. Like last year, the Bills' offense was elite, and they didn't have great receiving talent. And even some of the play calls this year, you see the fourth down laterals where it's like a slant, it turns into a lateral. A lot of coaches have done it, but you know he's really mastered it, and they're able to convert on these
Stole
long
from the
down and
Lions.
distances.
Respect it.
Yeah, you know this is a copycat league.
Amen.
It for the most part though, this feels like the final straw of the current iteration of the Bills with Sean McDermott, Allen, this Bills era, if they lose this game. I feel like if they lose this game, this is the end of the Sean McDermott era.
People are going to, Bills fans may not like this, fans may not like this. The only silver lining for the Bills losing is a new head coach.
I'm with you.
That's it. It sucks that you lose an opportunity to win a Super Bowl again. It sucks that Josh misses an opportunity to cement his legacy as an all-time great, even though I do think he already is that. It does suck. Silver lining, new era. And Josh has an opportunity to have an offensive
even if they win, it
genius.
should be a new era regardless.
I don't hate where you're
It's
coming from.
harder to move off
Do you
now.
want to know the truth about McDermott? He's loved.
He is loved.
He's an amazing person.
Yes.
It's very hard
So
to
is
move
Dwayne
off
Casey.
a guy.
in Toronto, and I mean that with all due
I get
respect.
it. I get it. I do think McDermott is the coach that did start the regime change for Buffalo. Yes, it was Josh Allen ascending to being a superstar, but
Sometimes,
McDermott
I
was
get it.
finally the coach to get them out the mud.
Mark Jackson.
It's hard to move on.
You need
And
a Steve
that's
Kerr.
what they fit in NFL. It's hard to see that.
I mean, they've won so much. I get it.
They've lost to only one person, which is two if you
They've
count
lost
Joe.
heartbreakers.
But exactly, they've lost to Goliath.
Yeah, but like it gets to a point. Like, dude, something's got to change.
I agree
know
with
what I'm
you
saying? Josh is about to be
wholeheartedly.
30.
It's nuts.